Maintaining muscle after 50 is the key to your health and your metabolism. And you already know this. But let's be real. Finding a full hour for the gym is like impossible when you're already exhausted. And the problem is, if you stay on the couch, the muscle loss and the weight gain only gets worse. So, how can you get back into action with a simple 10-minute routine? Today, I'm going to tell you all about exactly how to build strength without building that burnout that leaves you on the couch. Hey there, I'm Cam, and I specialize in menopause. I'm a holistic health and fitness coach, and I've coached thousands of women since 2010. But for the last several years, I've dedicated all of my work to solving the specific energy and strength gaps we have after 50. Most of us were taught that more is better, that diet culture nonsense. But in menopause, that mindset really backfires. So let's talk about why your old routine is failing you and what you need to be doing instead. Here's the thing. Your body's operating system has just had a major update when it comes to menopause. And that old go hard, go for an hour, that model doesn't work in the same way it used to when you were 30. And there are three big reasons why it totally backfires. First, your recovery needs more time now. When we were in our 30s, we could push through a brutal workout, be sore for a day, and bounce right back. But as our estrogen shifts and reaches its lowest level in postmenopause, our body's ability to repair muscle and manage that inflammation completely changes. So, like pushing 90 minutes creates this systematic whole body stress, and you just can't bounce back as quickly as you used to. So, you end up feeling sore, tired, completely depleted for days, not for hours. And maybe you find yourself on the couch. This has happened to me several times over the last few years. Does it sound familiar to you? Second, our energy system is different now. And I'm talking about our stress hormones, in particular, named cortisol. So long, intense workouts, especially when you're already stressed from work and life and poor sleep, which are all so common in midlife. All of those things can spike your cortisol through the roof. And instead of leaving the gym like feeling energized and accomplished and powerful, you actually feel frazzled and drained instead. Your body really does not know the difference between the good stress that comes from a really good workout and bad stress from that looming deadline or that text message you read. And when it's too much for too long, it just registers as a threat. That's how our body sees it. And when your body pumps out cortisol and more cortisol, it encourages fat storage, especially around our middle. That's why like midlife and belly fat seem to go hand in hand. So it's really not about doing more. It's about doing what your body can actually recover from and benefit from. So what actually works? It comes down to 4 simple shifts. Here we go. Number 1, shorter focus sessions. We're talking like 10 to 15 minutes. That is something your brain can always say yes to. You've got the time and the energy for 10 minutes. Number 2, we're doing compound movements. We're not wasting our time on tiny little muscles. We're doing big movements with our big muscles. So like squats and push-ups and rows. These big movements give you the biggest metabolic bang for your buck. Third, we practice heavy for you. Now, what in the world does that mean? Your muscles do not need an hour. They actually need a challenge. And by lifting heavy for you weights, you send the message to your bones and your muscles that they are important and they need to stick around. So heavy for you means by the last 2 reps, you should feel the work. So if you've been using the same weight in the gym for years or maybe months, let this be a gentle reminder, if you will, that it's okay to go up to the next weight. Challenge yourself. It's okay. I actually built my entire Menopause Minis programs around these very principles, specifically so you can start seeing muscle definition without the burnout, because who wants the burnout? Number 4, strategic rest. This is not a frantic circuit. No. You lift the weights, you do heavy for you, and then you rest until you can go again. And then this keeps your cortisol in check. You finish feeling stronger and not like completely wiped out. And also because you took enough rest, your form stays dialed in and you can use a heavy for you weight. It's kind of like part of the plan. So let me make this really real for you. Here's an example actually from the Menopause Minis called Up and Over. For this workout, it is an upper body workout. So there are two movements. Let's say you start with the push-ups. You can do those on the floor. You can do those on an elevated surface like your countertop or a table. And then the second movement is bent over rows. You perform 8 to 12 reps of each of those things, your push-ups, and then you rest until you can go again. And then you perform your bent over rows. And then you rest until you can go again. And then you go back to the push-ups. That is round one. And you complete 4 rounds and you're done. And it takes about 10 minutes. You've stimulated all the major muscles in your upper body and your core. And that triggered the hormonal response for strength, all while you were waiting for your coffee to brew. Literally, it takes no time at all. This is the exact kind of session I lead you through in the Menopause Minis. It is the easiest thing. You push play, you watch the demo, you read the description, you go do the thing, you rest according to what your body needs, and at the end, you feel strong and you get on with your day. This is a warning though. The hardest part of this is not actually the workout. It's rewiring the belief that sweat and long workouts equals progress, because that's what we were taught, that only long workouts and grueling workouts actually meant that you could make progress in the gym. But instead, I want you to think of it this way. It's kind of like building a brick wall. The old way is like trying to lay 500 bricks all in one day until you collapse. The new way is laying 50 perfect bricks every single day. You show up, you do the workout, you lay the bricks, you're laying the foundation for your future life, for your future body and health. The progress is so steady and it's sustainable and you're able to be consistent. And whatever you do, being consistent is the key to building midlife muscle. And that's the final structure. It's completely strong and you didn't get wiped out along the way. And that's what we're doing here. We're doing workouts about 10 minutes at a time, laying 10-minute bricks at a time. And if you've been putting off strength training because it feels like way too much, let this be your permission slip to start small. Can you imagine finishing your workout and actually feeling energized for the rest of your day, for your family, for your work, for your life? If you're ready to take the guesswork and start waking up to that kind of hum of energy again, I've linked the Menopause Minis below. They're 10-ish minutes sessions built specifically for your body right now. The cool thing about them is they're stackable. So let's say you go down there and you go to your gym and you do a 10-minute workout and you're like, yeah, I can do some more today. Then you do the very next workout. They're stackable on purpose. And if you're not quite ready for my full program, but you want to know what movements to prioritize first, I want you to go watch this video. It's called 4 Strength Exercises Every Woman Over 50 Should Start With. Okay, I'll see you over there.